The questions for the hurricane section. Question 17. When a hurricane reaches land, it tends to what? Or break apart due to friction and the lack of warm, moist air. Increase, fluctuate, dissipate, or evaporate. Question 18. The eye wall of the hurricane. A has the greatest wind speeds. B is calmer than the rest of the storm. C experiences low pressures. Or D is responsible for very little precipitation. Question 19. What direction do hurricane winds blow in the northern hemisphere or our hemisphere? Clockwise, counterclockwise, east to west, or depends on the storm. Question 20. What is the most dangerous part of a hurricane? A, rainfall, B, strong winds, C, storm surge, or D, debris. Question 21. Where do hurricanes get their energy? A, from warm water, B, low humidity, C, from cold water, or D, high pressure. Question 22. Winds have to reach at least how many miles per hour to be considered a hurricane? A, 55, B, 200, C, 120, or D, 74. Question 23. List the 4 stages in order of a hurricane. A, tropical depression, tropical disturbance, tropical storm, hurricane. B, tropical storm, tropical disturbance, tropical depression, hurricane. C, tropical storm, tropical depression, tropical disturbance, hurricane. D, tropical disturbance, tropical depression, tropical storm, hurricane. Question 24. The eye of the hurricane can be dangerous because A, it is the most violent part of a hurricane. B, it makes many people falsely believe the storm is over. C, it is the part of the hurricane that generates the storm surge. Or D, it is the part of the hurricane with the highest wind speeds. Question 25. Hurricanes are also known as all of the following except A, typhoon, B, monsoon, C, cyclone, D, hurricane. Question 26. Which option below would be a possible next name in a series of hurricane names assigned in one year? Hurricane Norman and then Hurricane what? A, Oliver, B, Margaret, C, Olivia, D, Nancy, or E, not enough info. Question 27. What scale do we use to measure hurricanes and what is its range? A, Saffir-Simpson scale, 0 to 5. B, Enhanced Fujita scale, 0 to 5. C, Enhanced Fujita scale, 1 to 5. Or D, Saffir-Simpson scale, 1 to 5. Question 28. Hurricane Katrina was especially devastating because A, most of the people in New Orleans were too poor to evacuate. B, the levees were overtopped and undermined. C, New Orleans had never experienced a hurricane of this magnitude before. Or D, the people didn't have enough lead time to evacuate before the storm hit. Question 29. Hurricane Katrina was over 15 years ago. Why do we still study it? A, to study the deadliest hurricane in U.S. history. B, to learn about the first ever Category 5 storm to hit the US. C, to better understand that hurricanes can hit in unexpected places. Or D, to learn from the past and not make the same mistakes. Question 30. After Katrina, FEMA, A, was slow to respond and was very unprepared. B, responded quickly but didn't have many supplies. C, allowed other rescue agencies to come in and help since they don't handle hurricanes. Or D, had many supplies and resources but couldn't get them to the area due to flooding. Question 31. Hurricanes get names once they become a what? A, tropical depression. B, tropical disturbance. C, tropical storm. Or D, hurricane. Question 32. In 2004, to help the New Orleans area prepare for a large disaster, A, scientists and government agencies ran a full city drill known as the Great American Hurricane. B, scientists and city officials ran a computer simulation known as Hurricane Pam. C, the mayor of New Orleans ordered a mandatory evacuation to plan routes and train people. Or D, FEMA reinforced the levees and stockpiled supplies to be available in an emergency.